Thank you very much. Hi, everyone. I'm just going to begin with some of the provincial numbers, which I had a minute ago, and I don't know where they went. Hold on. For some reason, I don't have my numbers, but I remember they were in the 3,600 zone. So the numbers went up in the high 3,000s, and so we've been sort of stable in that regard across the province. And so we are seeing that cresting, although ICU admissions continue to be on the very high zone, high area. So that again is encouraging provincially. However, again, we're still precarious when it comes to the ICUs provincially. When we're looking at our numbers, I'm actually looking at a similar story, but actually a more strikingly going downward story in our area. At this point, we've got 292 active cases, and actually, according to our record, I have 28 admissions in total and 7 ICU. We just got these latest numbers that I have here, so these will be revised tomorrow. In terms of outbreaks, we still have several outbreaks going, but less than we had several weeks ago for that matter. And again, the rolling average again is really encouraging, going into the right direction. Again, still hovering above red, but certainly much lower than we were a couple of weeks ago. So to me, that's very good news. And again, a sign that we are headed in the right direction, and we just need to keep going with all our of our updates and the updates, public health measures, and so on. And we will be getting an update over the next couple of weeks as to what will happen in a couple of weeks from now. But for now, let's, in terms of it'll be 6 weeks, May 20th. So we've got 3 more weeks left, but we're getting some indications of where we can be. So the lower we are, the better it'll be in terms of reopening of our area. So again, this is to me quite an encouraging thing. I'm not going to go over too much of the outbreaks. There's not much new to report in the outbreaks. I just wanted to spend most of the time this afternoon on vaccines, because there's been a lot of new activities as of today. And so I'd like to share that with everyone as we move forward. And so I'm going to just go to our vaccine page right now. So I can just give you a bit of an update with our vaccines. And today some announcements were made, and I just want to give you a quickly sort of an overall status report of where we are as of today. These numbers do not count the numbers that we are administering today. We have 2 clinics today. We have one in Rockland, and we've got one at the Benson Center, if I'm not mistaken, today again. But we do have, we're going to be administering at least another 2,000 clinics today. So by the end of today, we'll be over 60,000 doses, most of which are first doses. And so I just wanted to sort of give you some high-level highlights. Last week, we administered over 9,000 doses, and we will continue to work on those individuals. We actually started congregate care settings and so on. So all these numbers include all of those, including 2,222 doses given by our 6 pharmacies in our area. That would be the AstraZeneca. Our doses minus the 2022 are either Pfizer or Moderna, and for the most part Pfizer, much more than the Moderna. And so we're also going to be moving forward in terms of, like I said, childcare workers. And as you know, today there was the changes where we've, as of tomorrow, 55 plus will be eligible for getting a vaccine, and other individuals with high-risk conditions, obesity, treatments with immunosuppressive therapy, until Down syndrome, and so on. So those are going to continue. However, there is very encouraging news moving forward. Like I said, we anticipate our vaccine supply to increase dramatically towards the end of May into June. And so I think that the ministry took the decision and did the allocations where we can start at least booking these appointments, knowing farther in advance what our situation will be. So I think that's very good news. And I just want to now go over with you the new sort of the schedule phase 2, how it looks now with specific dates. Again, all of these are pending vaccine deliveries, but we do understand based on what we have now, this is what we can start looking forward to. So again, this past week, just to summarize, we started with the licensed childcare workers, as you know, last week, was a week ago, we added special ed teachers as well. And so you can see that for the highest risk are still continues. And as of tomorrow, the April 30th, there'll be the 55 plus, as I said. Next week, again, we're not sure which day it's going to be, but again, we're going to continue moving forward. There's going to be an allocation that will go more to hotspots. It won't affect us. Our allocation is guaranteed, so it's not an issue here. We will be going down to 50 plus. And we will be continuing now with the high risk conditions, which are in addition to that, I could show you what they are. Essentially, they're highest risk we talked about, and high risk should be somewhere here. Yeah, high risk. So
I'm sorry to interrupt, Dr. Paul.
Yes.
We are still seeing the status report.
Oh my God, I have to keep coming out, and this, I don't know what's wrong with Zoom. Anyway, we'll go now. There we are. So I'll go back. Thank you, Jenna. I don't know why it doesn't automatically change. In any case, so I'm going to go back to this so people can see this. And now you can see the phase 2 schedule, Jenna?
Yes, we can. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jenna. So again, I just want to sort of quickly go over what just so you get the visual with this. Again, this week we are going to the 55 plus as of tomorrow. And next week, what we're saying is we're going to go to the 50 plus. And we're going to start with the individuals that cannot work from home, group 1, and the high risk health conditions. And I just want to go over the high risk health conditions and go over those groups with everybody so they can understand. So the high risk health conditions really are patients, obese patients, receiving treatments that cause immunosuppression. That's the high risk health conditions. And we had highest before, but we're going to be going to other categories. But before I talk about that, I want to talk about who group 1 is for the essential frontline workers, because that's part of that. So we're talking about all staff in schools, workers responding to critical events, fire infrastructure, emergency management, inspection, compliance officers, border inspection officers, and so on. Individuals working, well, these I've already done, and others, foster care agency workers, care providers, agriculture farm workers. And that's really the group 1. And that, if we go back to our schedule here, will start sometime next week, the week of May 3rd. As we progress to May 10th, the following week, we will go to the age bands 40 plus and include the at-risk health conditions and go to the group 2. So the at-risk health conditions will be as follows, and it's a big swath of our population: immune deficiencies, stroke, liver disease, all other cancers, respiratory disease, heart diseases, hypertension, sickle cell disease, a whole slew of things. And these will be more focused on, we'll be working with our primary care partners, delivery, doctors' offices, community health centers who know these patients. But again, a lot of these individuals will be covered by age group anyway, as by the time we get to that as well. So that is for the health risk conditions. And then we can go to the group 2. Essentially, if you're looking at second group, it's really a lot of other workers. So it's, retail, grocery, food bank, pharmacy, workers in manufacturing. Actually, it should include restaurant workers. I think they missed it again. It should be in there, and a whole slew of others. Again, at one point in time, it's not going to really matter because we're going down the age groups anyway. So if you look at now at the next. So the next phase of it, when we go into that, so we're at age 40 with the at-risk conditions. Then we're going to age 30, May 17th, and literally, a week later, it's open to any adult, 18 plus. So again, you can see as we go to those bands, there'll be so much overlap that it won't really matter if it's age-based at that point. So we are looking forward to this. We're looking forward to getting more vaccine. Obviously, right now we've added clinics to the last week of May. And we're just awaiting our allocations for the next month so we could put them there. I understand that they'll be even higher than they were in May. Our last 2 weeks of May, they doubled our Pfizer allocation. So all these are pending only our Pfizer allocations. They're not looking at AstraZeneca. They're not looking at anything else, Moderna, which we haven't gotten yet. So we believe that these are reliable timelines. And we'll be able to progress very well into that. And so, as I said before, we have right now vaccines guaranteed to us between now and that last week of May for another 58,000 at least, and that will go up into higher numbers if we get Moderna allocations, and it'll certainly be a higher number for the month of June. So I really believe that we will have a good proportion of the population done by the end of May into the first week of June. If we had more in May, we'll be able to do it quicker. The other thing that I'm also predicting, and again, it's not a guarantee, I think as we're getting more vaccine supply, that 4 month interval between first and second dose will become shorter. And so that's another thing that we'll be looking forward to. We're already now preparing, looking at who's due for the 4 months. But as we get into, I think the months of, May, end of May into June, I think that the 4-week period will become shorter. So again, that's good news, which means we'll be able to have second doses to more people quicker, which is our ultimate goal. The other thing that we're hearing is that likely next week, sometime in May, there will be Health Canada is now reviewing the Pfizer application for vaccines for children older than 12 years of age, 12 and over. And so that's something that we're going to be looking at very carefully moving forward. And I wouldn't be surprised if they were added to the eligibility list before the end of May, June, depending on when we get Health Canada, approval on that. So this is all good news. Our clinics are going well. We've changed. There's some changes that have been made with the system in terms of those curated lists that we had, but most people can really just make an appointment now if they're eligible online and book in one of these clinics. So I think that's very good news. As we move forward, a lot of people left to be vaccinated, but like I said, we've already done about 60,000, by the end of tomorrow for sure, if not more. And we do anticipate doing another 50,000, if not more, for the next through the last week of May. So that's it. I think it's all very good news. And again, I want to take some time and thank all of our partners, all our community partners, all our volunteers, municipal partners who have stepped up to these clinics. These clinics are running like clockwork right now, as much as we can. We tweak them every time we do a clinic. We learn more and we become more efficient. And it's been very. We've got very positive feedback from a lot of you, and I thank you. This is a testament to the hard work of a combined community effort. This is a real community effort that we're doing. The quicker we vaccinate everybody, the quicker we get out of these restrictions, and the quicker we return more to our normalcy, as we progress into 2021. Donc, bonjour tout le monde. Je vais commencer avec les chiffres ontariens. On a augmenté des cas de 3600 à peu près depuis le jour précédent. Et nous avons vu qu'on a vraiment un plafonnement au niveau des cas quotidiens, au niveau de COVID-19 en Ontario. Mais malheureusement, on voit toujours une augmentation légère au niveau des admissions aux soins intensifs, bien que les admissions à l'hôpital ont plafonné aussi. Par contre, on s'attend d'avoir peut-être une autre semaine de hausse d'admission au niveau des soins intensifs, et on va le voir diminuer parce que d'habitude, c'est un délai de 7 à 10 jours au niveau des cas. Au niveau de notre les statistiques du bureau de santé. Je vais juste, attendez, je vais juste le trouver ici. Nous avons ajouté moins, en effet, ça va mieux avec nous là, pour les cas. Je veux juste trouver la place ici. Attendez. Voilà. Donc, on est rendu actuellement, on a 292 cas de total actifs et nous avons, bien sûr, ça a changé, on a 27.
I'm sorry to
28.
interrupt again, Dr.
Oh
Paul.
my,
We are not seeing
what is going
your
on with this?
screen share.
Sorry about that. Can you see it now?
Yes, parfait,
I
merci.
don't understand this. Anyway, donc, je vais recommencer parce que là, on voit, on a ajouté 292 cas. On a 292 cas de total. On a 28 hospitalisés. Ça va changer parce que les chiffres que j'ai, je les reçois là, mais ils ne sont pas à date. Donc, demain, ça va refléter de nouveau. De nouveau, nous avons 7 aux soins intensifs. Bien sûr, c'est moins qu'on avait il y a quelques semaines. Les occlusions sont moins aussi. Si on va au niveau de variation, nous avons ajouté 4 cas de Cornwall, 8 cas de SDNG et 12 cas de Prescott-Russell, donc un total de 24. Et au niveau des moyennes mobiles, on voit toujours une diminution des cas, de la moyenne de 7 jours qui diminue jour par jour. Donc, ça, c'est des bonnes nouvelles pour nous. Donc, on va dans la bonne direction, mais on ne lâche pas. Il faut continuer avec toutes les précautions de santé publique parce que vraiment, je pense qu'on voit la différence une fois que nous avons mis les mesures d'urgence. Mais le plus bas qu'on va aller, le plus bas le mieux que ça va être pour enlever les restrictions que nous avons actuellement. Donc, ça, c'est des bonnes nouvelles pour nous. Qu'est-ce que je vais faire maintenant? Je vais juste... je vais changer, je vais aller maintenant au vaccin parce qu'il y a pas mal de choses qui sont arrivées aujourd'hui au niveau des vaccins. Je vais juste me rassurer que à ce moment-là, j'aurai l'écran, le bon écran parce que j'avais la misère avec Zoom. Bien sûr, on continue avec les vaccins et comme vous savez, aujourd'hui, on a eu des nouvelles au niveau des nouvelles personnes éligibles pour nos vaccins. Donc là, j'ai trouvé, j'espère que je pourrai le montrer, voilà. Donc, on le voit sur le bilan local de le vaccin. Vous voyez, dès hier, on était à 58 000, presque 50 000, plus que 58 000 doses de données. Et aujourd'hui, on donne un autre 2 000. Donc, on est rendu à 60 000 au moins, dans laquelle on a 2 222 cas, doses d'AstraZeneca qui ont été données par nos pharmacies. On a 6 dans notre région. Nous avons donné presque 9 000, 10 000 vaccins en total. Et on pourrait voir aussi que nous avons donné aussi au niveau des groupes, des maisons de groupe, des autres types de personnes, des groupes lodging homes, etc. Et ce qui est nouveau, c'est que nous avons ajouté dès demain les personnes de 55 ans en plus qui vont être éligibles et aussi les personnes qui ont des risques élevés à commencer, obésité, etc. Et nous passons à la phase 2 exactement, comme aujourd'hui on a démontré avec le ministère. Donc, je vais aller je vais aller chercher le bon pour être sûr qu'on le voit. Je vais le mettre en français ici. Donc, comme vous savez, aujourd'hui, c'est annoncé que, voilà, je l'ai là, que nous allons procéder aux personnes de 55 ans dès demain. Comme vous savez, cette semaine, nous avons ajouté les travailleurs de service de garde agréés en Ontario. Et dès demain, les personnes de 55 ans et plus pourront s'enregistrer. Donc, on a un plan qui va nous mettre pour les prochaines 3 semaines, après cette semaine, 4 semaines, je veux dire. Donc, on voit que la semaine prochaine, on n'est pas sûr quelle date encore, mais ça va commencer la semaine prochaine. L'âge va être 50 ans et plus. Et nous allons aussi aller aux personnes de santé à risque. On a des différentes conditions et nous allons passer à la phase groupe A, groupe 1, aux travailleurs qui ne peuvent pas rester travailler à la maison, à la domicile. Donc, on va parler pour les problèmes de santé risque très élevés. Là, on est déjà en ça, mais on va passer au niveau des autres avec les problèmes de santé qui sont à risque élevé. Et à ce moment-là, c'est des personnes qui sont obèses, qui ont des problèmes immunitaires, etc. Et au niveau les personnes les travailleurs qui, de première ligne qui ne peuvent pas travailler à la domicile. Donc, vous voyez, c'est tous les travailleurs dans les écoles primaires et secondaires, les travailleurs intervenants aux situations critiques. On a une panoplie des différentes personnes qui vont être éligibles dès la semaine prochaine. Encore, la date exacte n'était pas annoncée, mais ça va de la semaine de 3 mai. La semaine après, la semaine de 10 mai, on va tomber à 40 ans et plus au niveau d'âge et nous allons ajouter les personnes de problèmes de risque, de santé à risque et le deuxième groupe, les travailleurs qui ne peuvent pas travailler à la domicile. Donc, on va passer au niveau des personnes qui sont à risque. Voilà, c'est une longue liste. C'est des déficiences immunitaires, accidents vasculo-cérébral, démence, diabète, hypertension, maladie chronique, cardiaque, etc. Ça, c'est les personnes. Et la plupart de ces personnes pourront recevoir leur vaccin chez leur médecin aussi, chez leur fournisseur de santé primaire. Et aussi, avec l'âge qui vont diminuer, on va capter pas mal du monde. Ça va inclure pas mal du monde avec des maladies chroniques une fois qu'on diminue l'âge. Au niveau de la prochaine étape, là, on va être rendu le semaine 17. À ce moment-là, ça va ouvrir en effet 40 ans. Et après ça, on va aller avec les personnes groupe 2. J'ai oublié le groupe 2. On va retourner pour vous démontrer que c'est un groupe immense. En effet, c'est les travailleurs essentiels, commerce détail, qui travaillent dans les épiceries, dans les restaurants, etc. En effet, ça c'est beaucoup de monde, beaucoup de gens. Mais on attend qu'à un moment donné, avec la façon qu'on va diminuer l'âge, voilà ici, la semaine après, le 17 mai, on va être rendu à 30 ans et plus. Et après ça, le 24 mai, on va être rendu à 18 ans et plus. Donc, vous voyez que ça va bouger, ça va bouger. Nous, on a des cliniques de près d'ici le fin mai et nous prévoyons de donner au moins 58 000 doses à ce moment-là, d'ici là. Et ça, on se base sur les allocations que nous avons actuellement. Apparemment, nous allons avoir des allocations plus élevées vers la fin de mai et dans le mois de juin. Et nous sommes tout prêts à augmenter nos débits quotidiens au niveau des vaccins. On pourrait faire 3-4 cliniques à la fois, chacune qui peut donner 1000 à 2000 doses par jour. Donc, vous pouvez voir, on a la capacité de le faire, mais il manque le vaccin, mais il semble-t-il que ça va venir. Au niveau des autres vaccins, et comme je dis, ça, c'est juste sur les livraisons du Pfizer qu'on attend d'augmenter fin mai dans le mois de juin. Et ça ne compte pas les doses d'AstraZeneca, ni Johnson Johnson, ni Moderna dans ça. Donc, si ça change, ça va augmenter. Donc, je veux clarifier que les personnes qui sont éligibles pourront aller sur le site web et prendre un rendez-vous. Je ne pense pas qu'ils pourront avoir un rendez-vous tout de suite parce que déjà, on a des cliniques de bouquets, mais au fur et à mesure, on va ajouter des cliniques et sûrement, on va ajouter des cliniques pour le mois de juin, un peu plus proche, peut-être la semaine prochaine ou la semaine après, quand on aurait nos allocations de mois de juin aussi. Donc, moi, je pense que même aux allocations que nous avons actuellement, si on rajoute, on va être rendu à 60 000 d'ici demain. On rajoute un autre 55 000. Donc, on va être rendu à plus que 110 000 de personnes avec la première dose. sur une base de population de 170 personnes, si on vise de vacciner 80%, donc c'est 110 sur 150 000. Donc, c'est pas pire et nous pouvons augmenter le débit pour aller plus vite. Le plus vite qu'on rentre dans les chiffres 70-75% de la population vaccinée, le plus vite qu'on va sortir avec toutes ces précautions que nous avons actuellement. Je voudrais prendre l'occasion de vraiment remercier tous les bénévoles, tous nos partenaires communautaires et municipaux qui nous aident au niveau des cliniques. Les cliniques roulent bien. C'est grâce à toutes ces collaborations que nous avons avec nous, nos partenaires, nos bénévoles et surtout nos partenaires municipaux, paramédics, etc. Tout le monde, ça roule bien. Nous recevons des très bons compléments, des très bons commentaires de la public qui utilise nos cliniques. Et ceci est grâce à la grosse collaboration communautaire que nous avons, que nous faisons en collectivité, parce que nos buts collectifs, c'est de vraiment sortir de ce pandémie le plus vite possible. So I'm going to answer some questions right now, and then we'll go to the live questions. I got a question about paid sick leave. Again, this has to do as we wait to see the province will provide further paid sick days. Do you think it's necessary not only for those who have to take time off for testing, but for those who experience severe side effects from vaccines, such as what we're seeing with AstraZeneca, or even take time off to get a vaccine as quickly as possible? Well, let's do it one step at a time, Thomas. Let's see what they've done. They've added 3 days. To me, the biggest issue and the biggest epidemiologic issue is the fact that if a person cannot stay home because they feel that if they stay home, they won't get paid, and they're going to work and spread it to everybody, that to me is the major thing. So to me, the sick pay for that type of situation is the most important one. The other ones are, I think, secondary, but maybe important. But I think that would be the most important thing. Nelson asks me, can you comment on the latest study in the Lancet advising medical authorities to stretch their vaccine supply and achieve herd immunity as quickly as possible by not vaccinating those who have recovered from COVID-19? Yes, so the study showed that prior infection confers as much as immunity as 2 shots of Pfizer. I know that's a first study. Other studies have shown that if you just give 1 dose, you're good. With those 2 doses, you skip. So I don't know at this point. We're looking at that right now, but how you operationalize it, I'm not sure. You have to have proof of not having COVID. Like that's a different operation. That's difficult to operationalize it. But I do understand the theory behind it. Have we heard about Johnson & Johnson? Again, we're supposed to get Johnson & Johnson likely at the end of this month or this weekend. So we'll find out some more this afternoon. As a matter of fact, at 5 o'clock, we have a meeting with the vaccine task force. And then we have a Conservative Party leader of Canada is urging the Prime Minister to vaccinate all Canadians by May long weekend, May 22nd to 24th in 4 weeks. If supply were available, couldn't you do so? Yes, we could. Logistically, we could. If supply was available, I would then, I could theoretically, if I wanted to do 6 clinics a day, at least 1,000 each, if not 1,500. So you're getting between 6,000 to 9,000 a day. In 3 weeks, you could do another at least 40,000, 50,000 people. So we would be able to do it. But again, it's vaccine supply. And that's it, Jenna. Let's get some questions.
Thank you, Dr. Paul. Merci. First question comes from Bill Kingston, Newswatch Group. Please go ahead.
Yes. Hi, Dr. Paul. I wanted to ask you about a little bit of piggyback on that. Solicitor General Sylvia Jones said today, talking about the 34 health units, that basically there's excess capacity in the health units to ramp up on this. Given what we've seen in the past, like this next month, we could see a rapid acceleration of vaccination. Can you give us an idea of numbers, how many people you have right now that are putting needles in arms, how many you have on standby to do that, and what's your breaking point?
We need to have 90 vaccinators per day if I do all 6 sites. And then you have to multiply by 2. I need about 180 other people on top of that. So I need about 270 people, and we do have those people. we do have those people. Thankfully, one of the things that we're pulling from, Bill, is, and don't forget, we're also working with municipal like aside from the vaccinators, we need people that will help with line control and other stuff as well. So that is that we can do that. But the in terms of what we're pulling from is we have a large contact tracing force, and they're all, a lot of them are nurses and vaccinators, and we're not even using them yet. Because they were doing a lot of contact tracing, but now we could pull them away. So I have an extra reserve there as well. So we can ramp the clinics up, 5 to 6 simultaneously per day if necessary. And that's what we did with H1N1. And we had 6 simultaneous ones, albeit different now because we need a bit more space, and we need more. There's a couple more processes. You need to screen people before they come in, then you have to register them, those type of things. But we're confident that we can ramp up. We've had so much improvement now with our flow that we can easily, and even on a daily basis, like in Benson, we could easily do 2,000 a day, easily.
And just to follow up to that, given that as these age groups go down, have you looked at the numbers as far as the eligible people? Is there a scenario where you might not be able to vaccinate all those people by the end of May and all those age groups, that it would head off into June?
Well, the thing is, I only have 58,000. I know that we have minimum about 58,000 doses from this week on to the last week of May. And I do know what the numbers are. So I'll give an example. At this point, we've vaccinated probably most of the 70 and 80 plus. We're sort of midway the 60 to 90. I know that just between the 50-year-olds, 50 to 59, there's about 35,000 right there. And then 40 to 49, there's another 24,000. So there's a lot of people there. So, between what we have now and there, I'm short, to do them all in May. I won't be able to do them all in May, but if you look at the number of doses that we will be delivering, add the 60 to about the 55,000 or so, 115,000, it takes us to 115,000 over my, which is 100 over my denominator, which is 171,000. So it's a pretty high number, 110 over 117,000, 170,000. I'd be happy if we vaccinate 150,000. That's about an 80% mark. So we're not that bad, but yes, clearly if I had more vaccine, I'd be able to do more. But I am confident that I'll be able to do a big proportion of the population by the end of May. I was hoping to have it all done, but we might get more vaccines and we'll be in a position to do so. But we'll have done a significant amount of the population by the end of May.
Okay, thank you very much.
No problem.
Next question, Natasha Wood, Mission Valley News. Please go ahead.
Hi, Dr. Paul.
Hi.
I was just wondering if you could clarify, just to make sure I heard it right.
Sure.
You are beginning vaccinating 55 years old and older tomorrow.
Tomorrow, 8 a.m., they could, we're not going to vaccinate them tomorrow. They're going to be eligible to go on the provincial system to book an appointment. Yes.
Okay, thank you so much.
No problem.
Do those joining by phone have questions? Press *6 to unmute. Ceux qui se joignent par téléphone ont-ils des questions? Appuyez les touches étoile 6 pour désactiver le mode silencieux. Those are all the questions for today, Dr. Paul.
Thank you very much.